Weather forecast is looking pretty good. So I went ahead and just removed the boxes off of a lot of my smaller palm trees because when I protected them, they were talking about some really, really cold weather that ended up not materializing. So to be honest, I didn't really need to protect most of what I did. I'm just going to show you how everything looks. Needle palm. I actually protected the needle palm, yes I did, but looks great. This is one I would have protected anyway. It's a Sable Cossierum. It's my biggest one. You can see that one front's kind of snapped. That's from high winds. We get them here. But it's growing on well. Put out 3 fronds last year. It's the first full year in the ground, so I'm hoping this year we get some real nice growth out of it. I actually did cover my Mediterranean fan palms. And I did cover my Sable Urasana. It was the first year in the ground, and this one did not take well to transplanting, but it seems to be growing out of its funk. A lot of the fronds died. I've already taken maybe 3 off, and then now there's this one dead, but in the time that I've had it, it's actually put out 3 fronds. So that's pretty good. And now it's got this one coming out. They're very thin, but I'll take it. Quite surprised because the other one I have has literally done nothing. Regular green form, Chamaerops humilis. This was the little princeps I had a pot over. Someone was asking me about my yuzu. A little yellow from winter, but looks good. Hasn't really dropped any leaves. So that guy did quite well. The blue Sorifera Argentea, whichever one you want to call it, of Chamaerops humilis. The other blue one looks even better than this one. I think that's about all I uncovered today, so everything's looking pretty good. Got a lot of new growth on things like you can see the Manzanita pushing out new growth. I've actually was out trimming stuff today. Some of my Fortuna I've taken some fronds off of. This is one of the unprotected Chamaerops humilis. I might take that frond off, like the couple that are over top of it, just so I can see that palm more. But here's my other Sable Urasana that does seem to be growing finally. Last year this one was half out, so it did like half of this one, and that's all it did. But there's a new spear in there, so I think this will be maybe 2. I can't remember, it's 2 or 3 years in the ground, if you can believe it. I think 2. This was its second winter, so we'll see how this one performs. Ariospatha, which didn't really have much protection on it, just some lights. And the smaller of my 2 mule palms seems to be doing okay. Looks like the rabbit's been in here. Mother effer. Sorry for the language, I'm just so sick of them. But new spear looks good. No real spotting, just a couple minor spots. This was one that I would have protected for sure, but doing well. So aside from 1 or 2 things in the back, everything's looking like it handled the cold pretty well. I mean, it wasn't that cold, so it really wasn't too much of a challenge. I even have a very small, used to be in the sunshine, silver saw palmetto. Sereno repens. It looked like the sucker got zapped or chewed by the rabbit. I think it's chewed, but the main one is still kind of hanging in there. It doesn't look that great, but it is what it is. Obviously the needle palm just looking a little yellow. We'll throw some fertilizer on, that'll green up. And Sable Minors, seed grown from McCurtain County, Oklahoma. Oh, here you go, here's one. My lime tree. Hanging in there. A little bit of damage, I'm not surprised. mostly on the new growth, but some of the older stuff that was a little more exposed, this side gets dripped on from the house, so I think that's why. There's some new growth in there that's looking good. And here's one of my newer palms that I threw this in the garage. This is Trithinax acanthocoma. It's kind of a neat one. That's actually being planted out, and we're going to test it out. Obviously the big yuccas, they don't flinch at this sort of thing, so looking okay. It was sunnier before, but got one more nice day and a little bit of rain, and then we're going back to sunshine again, so you can't complain about that. So we're hanging in there. Weather looks good until the end of the month. I do see chatter about February maybe being colder than normal, but February is usually not too bad, so I'm not worried. If anything really bad kind of materializes, like low 20s, then I'll just protect like my sable cossierums and my mule palms, but the rest we'll leave them be. I've never protected them before. This is the very first time I've ever done it, so hope you guys are all doing well. Thanks for watching.